Steg?
There's an
Wow.
A in there. It's a stego.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We're back. Season 1 Dave review.
We made it. Season 1.
Episode 1, The Gander.
The Gander.
The Gander. You want to start us off?
I'm just so happy that this whole episode is so GaTa heavy. It's the GaTa introduction. You know how you grow to love a character? I wasn't sure our intro would hold up, be GaTa worthy, but my fears were unsubstantiated. It was beautiful to see GaTa bust onto the scene again.
Yeah. Like you said, we know and love GaTa.
Yeah.
And we're back reviewing Season 1.
Yep.
Because we reviewed Season 2, all of Dave. If you like this, maybe check that out.
Season 2 was a banger.
Yeah. We're also not going to be spoiling Season 2 at all. This is just a Season 1 review.
Correct.
All right. We talked a little bit about GaTa already. But the episode doesn't start with GaTa. It starts in the doctor's office.
Yeah, it does. Dr. Mandelbaum.
And Dave looking at pictures of, what you look at in the doctor's office.
He's shockingly uncomfortable. He's got to give his whole spiel to the doctor before he can let the doctor look at his nether regions. All I could think was, why doesn't this fully grown adult man have a primary care physician already?
Right.
And at least one, probably a urologist. I would imagine that Dave would have a urologist. So the fact that he is in this stranger's office feeling like he needs to give his entire personal history orally is very strange.
I'll throw out a guess. He knows he's got to give that spiel every time he goes to the doctor, so he doesn't go to a doctor. Or maybe it's been so long or his primary care is
Maybe he didn't want to go to his PCP with potential
That's a good guess.
He strikes me as the kind of person who's so neurotic that he curates what information his doctor has.
Right.
So I take it back. I think that explains it.
Yeah. He talks about how his girlfriend doesn't even know because he's always controlling the lighting.
The lighting.
Do you feel like that could have ever slipped by you with a partner?
It's so much more than a visual. Yeah, I don't think you can hide that for very long. I'm pretty sure I would notice that. Yeah.
At the end of the visit, he asked the doctor, I have some acne on my back, and the doctor's like, that's not really. Dave's like, but I feel like you would know more than the average person. Has that ever happened to you being a teacher? Like someone would ask you
About their back knee?
No. No, teaching related questions, even though you specifically teach a subject to a couple of grades.
Not a ton, but my best friend from childhood did recently consult with me on choosing the best elementary school to send her 5-year-old daughter to.
That's a great example. That's exactly what I was looking for.
And she actually ended up settling on the elementary school that I attended 20 years ago.
Well, who would know best?
20, way more than 20 years ago. But
Okay.
I'd never taught there. I don't know if it's a good school. I went there.
Yeah.
In the 90s. So I was very honored that she wanted my opinion, and I did not refer her to a dermatologist.
Right. At one point, okay, well, first we'll talk about he moves into the studio, and he just waltzes right in with some tuna.
Just so oblivious.
Yeah.
Just so Dave.
So he's sitting in, then he moves on to meet GaTa for the first time, right? And GaTa has seen Dave's video. He recognizes Lil Dicky.
In part because Lil Dicky plays himself, literally.
Right. And
so gauche.
Offers him some weed, which Dave says, I only partake as like a glass of wine at the end of the night.
Like a glass of wine at the end of the day.
Yeah. But then he says, I want to be more than a YouTube rapper. Before you started watching Dave, did you know Lil Dicky more than a YouTube rapper? Did you know of Lil Dicky?
I did not.
Okay.
This was my entree
Yeah.
to Lil Dixter.
I was familiar with him as a YouTube rapper. And that scene had me thinking, oh, this show is Dave's way of breaking out of being a YouTube rapper.
I think you're entirely correct in saying that. But I would like to be able to see the similar line graph for example, Spotify followers, YouTube followers, subscribers, if you will. I want to see how this show has changed his trajectory.
Okay.
Because
Right.
you know that it has. It must have.
Surely, yeah. It's pretty, I think the show does really well.
I also think that, yes.
But I don't have any hard numbers. Put the hard numbers in here, editor.
Hard numbers. Okay.
All right, moving along. YG's hungry.
And Dave cluelessly does not see this as an opportunity to wiggle.
But GaTa does.
Thank goodness for GaTa.
Because GaTa's got that gander.
GaTa's about the Gander. So GaTa swoops in and saves Dave from himself.
Yeah.
And they bend the block and get some snacks.
Apply the gander. Wiggle up.
Wiggle up. GaTa tells Dave that he's got a lot of heart for wearing that peach sweatshirt.
You know,
And that's GaTa. That's GaTa at his finest. He doesn't tell you to do anything different or to be anyone but yourself. He sees the good in you, and then he helps you see it.
I noticed he also has a lot of anecdotes or like euphemisms. Maybe that's not the right word. I think it's the right word. He says, if I tell you there's cheese on the moon, bring crackers. Like, you've got to trust me, man.
Is that
Like,
an aphorism? I think that's an aphorism.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he does have a lot of those.
Believe in me.
Yeah.
Swag ain't on you, it's in you.
Mm-hmm.
Another aphorism?
Aphorism.
Aphorism. Okay. They get back from the store. And he just waltzes in. Snack time.
Snack time. I think GaTa attributes a lot of his success. I mean, we know from one of the anecdotes, he attributes a lot of success to his style and swag, but it's not on you, it's in you.
That's right.
And GaTa's got a lot of heart.
So what do you think about GaTa's GaTa's hyped to go in here? He's got the sunglasses on, he's doing the dance. Like he's wiggling.
Yeah.
He's ready to get
Literally.
that clout in the studio,
Yeah.
right? But he's also hiding behind Dave. He doesn't have to be the one that opens the door. So when Dave's second guessing himself, like, should I just go in or what do I like? Just go in there, man. Just open the door. Like, GaTa doesn't have to worry about it, really.
I didn't even notice that he did not have the gumption his own self.
Right.
And you did.
He's
notice
out there
that.
waiting in the lobby.
Yeah. He didn't
For
walk in
someone-
with a stinking tuna sandwich.
Yeah, he's out there waiting in the lobby for someone like Dave.
Or for someone to ask him to go get snacks.
Yeah, that's probably more
He's
accurate,
ready to
yeah.
wiggle. And Dave is just has these preconceived notions, and GaTa's just ready to wiggle in whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, even when he got kicked out of the studio, he was like not happy about it, but
He's still out in the lobby waiting for whatever.
yeah, he didn't ruin his day or anything.
So GaTa introduces, well, he doesn't really introduce him, but he gives Dave Nutty's number, YG's manager, as well as his own. Fast friends.
Immediately. I think they're actually really good foils for each other because Dave is so like egocentric, which we see immediately. He's already telling everybody he's going to be one of the greatest rappers of all time, biggest name in R&B, whatever, hip hop, biggest name in hip hop. But he's also like, he can't hype himself up. He can't rap in front of his girlfriend. He can't, like, he's
Right.
clearly full of self-doubt. Whereas GaTa, on the other hand, is so full of like positivity, sunshine, bring everybody else out, make everybody else shine, but is never going to toot his own horn. Like, he's a rapper and he doesn't even say it until like the end of this video.
Yeah, I think you're right.
In their energies.
Yeah, very much.
We arrive at Dave's home
With Mike and Allie.
with Mike and Allie.
They're eating or some such
Tacos.
tacos.
Yes.
We don't need to plug I'll bleep that out in post.
Thank you. Thank you.
Taco Town! The new Pizza Crepe Taco Pancake Chili Bag. Only at Taco Town. Taco Town!
He's immediately, we learn he's anti-lettuce, anti-grape.
Yeah, picky eater.
Yeah.
It kind of is just like reinforcing this super weak sauce character that Dave is presenting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like they're going out of their way to build him up as weak sauce.
Yeah. He's worried about his back knee. His image, and he a
doesn't
picky
like
eater.
wet foods, and
Yeah.
very strange.
Allie is grading papers.
They are so cutesy together in this scene, and also tying into what you said about the opening scene. How long do you think they've been together at this point? Because in some ways they've got this very like honeymoon phase, like everything's still great kind of vibe.
Right.
And then in some other ways they've got this like we've been together for years kind of warm, homey closeness.
You know, they have that like we've established that I've told you that you grading papers turns me on. But she's not like sure on that point. So I guess you're right. It is still honeymoonish.
I think it's more, everything there, like the way they kiss in front of Mike and the way they giggle with each other while they go to throw the garbage out, like all very, very new, fresh romance kind of stuff. Yeah. But when they're snuggled up in bed at night, there is a little bit more of that intimacy, that opening up time, that. You know, this is where we come and recuperate from our day. Even if I'm mad at you, like...
This is where we go to apologize to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna guess like a year.
Okay, so you think they're a year in on this relationship.
Is that too long?
I think that's pretty deep.
But they live together.
Oh, yeah.
Is this weird? Are we fixating on this for too long?
Probably. We should move on. I love how subtly we get these hints about how terrible Mike's job and work life balance is. It interrupts them playing mini golf. There's a couple jabs about it from Allie and Dave, like throughout the course of the episode. And he's just like, yeah, I know my job sucks.
Dave goes to pull out his bar mitzvah money.
That's when it happens.
And you love this scene. I love this scene because Dave's parents might be, I mean, they might be the best TV parents ever.
They're definitely the best TV parents ever.
I mean, I feel like we're going to get some pushback on that, but
I really like Aziz Ansari's parents in Master of None.
I don't remember them. We'll have to rewatch that. What about the 15 million views? We never talk about that. I love that line. Like his parents should be talking to him about his 15 million views.
Well, shouldn't they? Shouldn't they be proud of him?
No,
shouldn't they be monitoring his social?
No.
They seem like the parents that would monitor social.
You're probably right. Well, if they knew how. If they knew how to set a Google alert, maybe.
That's fair.
Yeah. And then the beat was stolen.
What? You stole it? You stole the beat. When you have the captions on, it captions differently for all three of the interpretations of YG that she suggests.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Oh my God, it's amazing. Yeah, when she's like, YG, she slays me, and I think she's a gem.
So then we move on to mini golf with Dave, Els, and Mike. Now, up top of this scene, I want to ask you a question. I've been passing the mini golf place near us. Are you a mini golfer?
I mini golf. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
I mini golf. I do.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. It seems like Els does not know Mike.
Yeah, it's like trying to merge.
So this is like the first time that Els and Mike have met.
But I don't think Mike is a new friend. Els is kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit.
It's hard to tell because they've been friends since overnight camp, But like even in the scene where he tells him to leave the studio, he's like, he's kind of harsh on him, but like, long friendships you can get that harshness.
I agree. And something, but it was just like a hair too much for me.
So then we're back at Dave's place. Dave's in the bathroom using Allie's makeup to cover up back knee. And YG is still not answering. Allie comes in to talk to him about the tweet that her mom read.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he twat something that he maybe should not have twat.
Think of me as a corporation.
I can 100% see this from Allie's position because, again, I was a teacher and you do have to be very careful about what ends up on your own personal social media.
Mm-hmm.
I was always more concerned about what I was posted and tagged in.
Sure. Oh, God, I never even thought about that. Like, yeah, just Facebook out at the bar, tagged in a post.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't even have, I don't have a Facebook, but I definitely wouldn't have a Facebook if I was a teacher.
Yeah.
So then we move to the bedroom. They're still fighting, clearly. Allie's upset, laying on the bed. Dave comes in, and he apologizes, but I think he leverages his apology with trying to get sympathy for...
It's a freaking pity party.
Yeah.
He's only sorry because he needs to be comforted.
Right.
That's not the only reason he's sorry, but you're right. It was completely emotionally manipulative for him to be like,
yeah,
I'm sorry, I had a really bad day. Pay attention to me and care about me. He did have a really rough day. I'm not going to generalize Dave because he had this weak moment.
Okay.
But yeah, it was very manipulative. It was very much about me. It was not about, I care about your feelings and I want to help repair your hurt. It was,
No.
I need you to get over that so we can talk about this.
We need to move on from whatever you're upset about because I need you to tell you about my problems so I can be comforted.
Yes. With a belly rub.
And get belly rubs.
I love how much that disgusts you.
Ugh. No, I don't want a belly rub. Never.
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 Make note, people.
That's...
Never rub this man's belly.
Hell no.
I would take a belly rub.
Really?
I prefer a back rub, but...
Yeah, the back rub, that makes sense. That I feel like that's like common nomenclature, but a belly rub. That's what dogs get. Dogs get belly rubs. Humans don't. Do people like their bellies rubbed? This really
Comment below, please. We need to know. Is a belly rub a thumbs up, a total no way, or like, are you neutral?
That scene really blew my mind. Els and Dave go to meet GaTa.
Oh yeah, he got Els.
Yeah, he got Els to do it.
Yeah. I really hope Els knows that he tried to get Mike to go first and that Mike was just not available or willing.
Sure. I mean, Els knows what it is.
I mean, I, as a white person, would definitely want to make sure that Els knew.
It doesn't matter.
I tried to get Mike first. I tried.
But for the same reason that he doesn't, for the same reason that Els ends up going with him, that's exactly why he doesn't need to explain that his white friends wouldn't go with him either.
I disagree, but I don't want to belabor this point here.
Okay. All right, moving on. GaTa's mom.
Yeah.
Great lady.
Great lady.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love how she's like, why they call you Little Dicky? You got a little Dicky? And as soon as he starts to answer, she backs away. Like, no. We're just playfully joking. You didn't need to
please
come at me.
Keep your pants on.
Like, she really didn't expect him to.
I'm an adult woman. I don't
with it.
I don't want to engage with you in this conversation.
Dave accuses GaTa.
Yeah. So I think this is really interesting because I think GaTa's mom does an excellent job being protective of her son, but not. I don't think anybody overreacted. They're not happy that Dave is making this accusation, but nobody's swinging and screaming. It's just like, whoa, like slow down.
It's exactly what GaTa says. Small things to a giant. He is very used to it.
Lil Dicky has exactly 1.5 suspects. One person he's met in real life and one person he's texted who could be the same person. I mean, maybe Dave should have reframed.
You better kill that energy in my house.
Right. He should have come in with different energy and said, can you help me solve this mystery?
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, that is a logical first suspect. Like, The first time I saw this episode,
Yeah.
I was like, oh no. Like, I love that guy. Like, and he did Dave dirty in episode 1. Like, he's never coming back. So relieved to be wrong. GaTa, of course, upstanding citizen that he is, immediately has what Dave needs.
Gets him the number. Nutty says, come to the studio.
And it's time to ride. And where did Els go? No one gives a shit.
Yeah. Where did Els go? Why didn't Els go to the studio? He's working in the studio most days.
Yeah. And
It's
I was going to say maybe he just took Dave's car and Dave rode with GaTa, but no.
Well, wait. I have a very weird fan theory here. So YG was walking out after the tuna on the phone, talking to someone going, yeah, man, studio smells like tuna. Specifically, the studio smells like tuna, right? Well, if Els is responsible for the studio in that moment, maybe Els got kicked out of the studio. And there's a new engineer in there with YG.
I don't think they would have glossed over Els getting fired
I didn't say fired. I
because
just
of
said
Dave's tuna.
I didn't say fired. It's just maybe YG requested a different engineer. That's
Because
all.
then we know immediately after that YG is in the studio. Nutty comes through. He says, come to the studio now.
Right. There's a different engineer in there now.
Yeah.
So YG is listening to himself. That's what's playing in the studio, which doesn't sound that weird if they're working on a track, right?
Right.
But there are no indicators that they are working on anything. They're just chilling, and they sound like finished songs. So are they like semi-finished songs, and they're just giving them another listen? Or are these like established hits that are already out there?
It's like a playlist that has some of his own music on.
That's a pretty flimsy excuse.
That's a little tacky. They start the metronome to make a beat from scratch, and that's all Dave needs. That sets him off. I don't know, for some reason that my willful suspension of disbelief always clicks off in those moments. Like, freestyles are always too good.
Well, I mean, just for the sake of argument, Dave does have some freestyles on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he's really good. I mean, they didn't just make that up. That is actually like a part of his thing. Like, he is a good freestyler.
Every time a freestyle is in a scripted program, I find it overwhelmingly good. It takes me out of it a little bit. But it was so good. It was so good.
Yeah, so he kills the freestyle.
And I mean, this whole episode, the episode's almost over. There's like 5 minutes left in the episode when he finally raps. I found myself moments before going, like, is this guy ever actually going to rap? Is that the twist of this show? Is the whole show going to be him talking about being a rapper and never rapping? I might have even said that to you. The whole crew rolls out immediately.
A quick Europe run.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Gotta pop over to Europe real quick.
Yeah. I love the line where he confronts YG as he's pulling away. And he's like, dude, I gave you my life savings. And YG's just like, oh, my bad. But then the best part is when he's like, we'll do something crazy when I get back. And Dave goes, you promise? I love that.
Like it's his dad
You promise?
leaving him for a business trip.
Yeah.
You promise, Dad?
Dude, you promise? Like,
Pinky swear.
adults holding other adults to promises, especially in business dealings.
Hey,
that's-
you
that's great.
promise.
Yeah. Especially after the line where Els is like, no, these gang members
Don't like dick
Don't
jokes."
like dick jokes. You promise? GaTa's been waiting the whole time. He lets Dave know that the Instagram post is actually better than a verse. It's
He
like
basically directed a music video for you.
right.
I mean, that's a stretch, GaTa. That's a stretch.
Dave explains that he is way too high and would
drive.
GaTa please drive his car? And GaTa immediately, bro, I got you.
Let's wiggle.
Let's wiggle.
I love that exchange between the two of them in the car. Dave says, GaTa, were you just using me to get into this studio? And GaTa's kind of trying to like frame it right, put it just right. And Dave's like, no.
He's not defending himself. He just
True.
wants to, he's being
He's not-
honest, but
yeah.
he wants to give it his own
I'm a rapper too,
spin.
bro.
Yeah. I'm a positive opportunist.
Yes. And then I feel like he maybe starts to get a little defensive, and that's when Dave is like, no.
I'm honored to be a part of your Gander.
Yes.
I like that line too.
And I really hope they are telling this story on their 50th,
At their 50th birthday
birthdays.
party. I love how offended GaTa is. 50th birthday party? Dude, I'm not looking that far in the future. What's happening this weekend?
I'm not doing anything this weekend.
I need
to rest.
That's it.
The end. Next week we'll do episode 2 of season 1.
Look forward to it. What do you think of episode 1? You want to do a rating system for these, or what do you want to do?
Well, something our viewers might not know is I have a 5-episode rule. I can't call a show trash until I've seen 5 episodes. There's a lot of phenomenal television that I did not care for until I got several episodes in.
We can just say generally if you liked it or not.
I liked it.
Okay.
I did like it. They got a lot in there for an episode 1.
It kept moving and it had a good enough pace.
It wasn't all exposition and character introductions.
Right.
I feel like I've got a pretty good handle on Allie, and they didn't give us any like backstory or awkward introductions.
Right. We didn't even see that much of her.
No. But
Yeah.
we know he's got a serious steady, and
I think you're right. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
Not a lot of shows can say they
Yeah.
nailed that.
some of my favorite programs, terrible pilots, or
Yeah.
like pilots that just don't work until you've gone forward and gone back to it.
I agree.
If you would like us to review television programs that I found distasteful in the beginning and then grew to love, let us know in the comments.
Just guess whatever those were.
Oh my God, you could guess. You could guess them. I could list them. We have so many options, you guys.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see you at episode 2.
Deuces.
Later.